welcome. Finding silver linings to things is one of my favorite things to do anymore, especially, in bad situations. Like I said, with the water heater, that just broke on me. Like, man, what can I get out of this fucking situation? Well, I got a fucking new water heater. I mean, that's that thing needed to be changed, and I knew it for a while. And now I get to fucking enjoy better hot water because it just, you know, and I think that's another good analogy for how things happen too, is you ignore something fucking long enough, and eventually it's going to make you face it at some point. So there again, like, yeah, I knew it was on its way out. I could hear noises, but I chose to just wait and see, and now we know. So
You make a good point with that. When things get left way, way, way longer, what I like to say is the universe will rip the rug out from under you. Kind of like what just happened with the water heater. Or like if you have a little, let's say you spill something on the counter and you don't clean it up right away. I'm not talking hard like crumbs. Talking something like the soda or something. And if you clean it up right away, it's no big deal. You take a paper towel, you sop it up, and it's done. But if you leave it overnight, then it starts to harden and get sticky. And if you leave it longer and longer, then it becomes harder and harder to deal with. And sometimes then you got to scrape it off. You got to put hot water and cleaners and this, that. All you have to do is go like this. And when it
right,
first happened, and that's such a good point, because when things start to go wrong, if you ignore them, they don't get better. They only
right,
get worse. Whatever it may be, you've got to deal with it. And the sooner you deal with it, the better it will be, the easier it will be, the quicker it will be resolved, and your life will be much better as a result. Take care of things. If you start feeling bad, get help. Look, I know we're trained, you as a Marine, me as a Army guy, a soldier, we're trained like, suck it up, drive on. Don't freaking complain. Just go, 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 and put your feelings aside. The heck with it. It's like they dehumanize you so you can become a killing machine. And then that has an after effect on us for the rest of our lives.
right.
And so what I'm saying now is to anybody who hears this, if you've got something going on, reach out, whether it's to the suicide hotline 988 and hit extension option 1. If you're in the VA and you call the VA for help, 24/7 emergency help. You can reach out to a friend, whatever. If something's going on, nip it in the bud before it gets too severe. You'll help yourself a great deal. And what you said, Steve, about your kids, that one little shift in perspective, maybe they wouldn't be better off if I was dead. That little thing saved your life and now can save others who listen to this. So your decision then will have an effect for years, for decades to come. Because if one person listens and decides to stay, who knows what that role he or she will do in his or her life, even if it's just a parent who didn't take his or her own life and just raises great kids who make a difference. We just don't know. The butterfly effect is huge. The ripples in the water just go on and on and on and on from one little deal. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And that's why I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And I think something that comes up for me with that point though is I think a lot of us, again, I can't speak for everybody, when it comes to that mindset though, like you're saying, we try to tough it out, but also there's a level of, the self-inflicted pain. Like we get so used to inflicting pain on ourselves And as fucked up as it sounds, it in itself becomes an addiction to continue in like a masochistic sadist way to like injure ourselves more and more, whether it be physically or mentally. And just that pain from doing that is about the only way we can feel, because we get so numb to everything. And so that in itself is, I feel like, can be one of the big problems in the space as well. Is it, we don't even recognize that. Like, it took me a long time to recognize that myself. And I just think it's one of those unknowns that people are just like, why? That doesn't make sense. Like, why would I want to hurt myself, more? I'm already fucking hurting. Well, you're not fucking helping yourself. So, what's the alternative to helping yourself? You're just fucking hurting yourself more. And if you're thinking about going that far with it, then that's the ultimate hurting yourself. So, what, trying to uncover why we feel the need to, whether it's guilt or shame or whatever, but all those negative emotions, just wanting to continue that process of feeling pain because it's the only thing that can be felt at that time.
A lot of people have told me when they tried to commit suicide, or even if they don't and they just cut themselves and they have all these cut marks up and down their arm, they say it's a release.
Yeah.
It literally is a release of the pain, even though it brings them more pain. Obviously, cutting themselves isn't helping, but it's the only thing they know how to do to let go of the pain, because it gets to be so much. And that's why I said it's a process that people have to go through together. It's really difficult to do by yourself. I mean, of course it can be, but we all need other people. I need other people. I can't do everything myself. It's part of being human. We need people. We're so conditioned to not need them. In the military, it's needs to change. And hopefully, as time goes on, it will get better. And we will start depending on each other more. I'm not talking in battle when you depend on your buddy. I'm talking about when the battle's over, to help each other.
Yeah. I mean, because obviously in the military, it's all based around teamwork and doing things together. But I know your point is, asking for things in this capacity or anything, like that, it still holds a stigma. And, whether, especially for guys that are still active, what do you worry about if it's going to affect your promotion or, the way the fucking guys see you, or all kinds of different fucking reasons. And that's, like you're saying, that's something that has to be addressed more consistently as well. So, but
the stigma's got to go.
Yeah.
It has to go. And I think the VA is starting to realize that, and they're doing a lot more. And, I've noticed that a lot of people at the VA now, when I need something, they actually say to me, "Thank you for your service." See, I never had heard that before. And you feel that acknowledgement, it peps you up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel a little better. You feel honored and respected. And then that's again that little crack where the light comes in, and that's where transformation can begin.
Yeah.
Not treating you like a piece of whatever, but like a living, breathing human who needs support. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And it's just funny how the VA is, though, too. Like, one moment, like you're saying, they seem to be doing something beneficial, and the next moment you turn and look and they're trying to, fuck us over on benefits again. So
I've been fighting for 20 years for my benefits. I
Right.
just got my latest round of denials for everything. And I can't give up. I put my life on the line.
Mm.
The old saying that you sign a blank check
Right.
to and including the price of your life. And even if I got 100%, in 20 years, it's about $1 million. And just the fraud, waste, and abuse alone on a daily basis is
Right.
tens of millions of dollars,
Yeah.
hundreds of millions of dollars. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Mhm.
Here I am doing all of this and I can't get benefits. So I'll just keep flying.
Yeah.
I'll just keep going because I served. A lot of happened to me. They put a lot of stuff in me and chemicals in those shots that caused a lot of problems in my life. And they just keep denying and denying because they don't want to spend the money or whatever the reason is. And so it is what it is. I'm just going to take one step at a time. I'm finally service connected, which enables me to do things I couldn't do before. And now it's just a matter of getting compensated for the problems that I have in my body. But that, because of the accident, because I can identify with veterans more who have been injured, even though I wasn't injured in war, I
Mm.
was injured and I'm now differently abled than I was before. And I can speak to veterans because I had a TBI. I can speak to veterans. And I'll keep doing that regardless of what the VA decides or doesn't decide to do. If I got full benefits, I'm still going to go save veterans' lives.
Yeah.
If I got, finally, I'm rated at 10% as of the time of this recording. Um, if I never got any more than 10, or if I got 50 or 100, whatever, it doesn't matter. My mission, my purpose is to help reduce the veteran suicide rate. And that's what I'm going to do regardless.
Yeah. That's the purpose. And that's a beautiful thing. And I'm here right with you as we've been, you know, going back and forth with this for I don't even know how long at this point, just pushing pushing to keep each other fucking accountable and moving ahead and staying on track and all that happy horse shit.
Hey, it's important.
Yeah.
Everything that we have done, it's helped you, it's helped me. The amount of exercise we've done, miles we've run, and you just did 35 miles. You're about to go do another 35 miles. Everything. We're there. We can count on each other. And if everybody just had an accountability partner, even if it's not about exercise or anything like that, it's just a check-in partner. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
And then everybody just checks in, and then if something's going on, we'll know and we can help them.
Yeah.
That is something everybody can do. Get yourself someone you can talk to
Right.
just to check in with. And by the way, the more you help others, the more you help yourself.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes the things you tell others are really the things you need to do for yourself.
For sure.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's like sex. You know, what you give to somebody else, you get the benefit.
Yeah. I try to tell my hand that all the time, but it doesn't listen.
Hey, and talk about Rosie Palm and her five sisters. You can do whatever. You can do whatever. All kidding aside, accountability is beautiful. Friendship is even more important. When you build a strong connection with somebody, that does so much for people so they don't feel so alone, so they don't feel so unappreciated or lost.
Yeah.
There's always somebody there that can help them. And
Yeah.
that I love. I don't know. I don't know how all of this is going to go. Maybe one day I'll create a whole network, for veterans. There is a local chamber of commerce for the veterans here, but I'm talking about a network where veterans who are in a bad place, who can come or they can log on, whatever it's going to be. And who knows how it'll all work, but just a place where they can go and feel safe and heard and listened to properly and valued and respected and honored. And no matter what is going on, they're not judged.
Yeah.
And they're not, as you said before, spoken at.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
doesn't help anybody.
No. And honestly, I think one of the big things too is, and I feel like it's people covering their ass, and I get that you got to fucking cover your ass, but how many times people are just like, man, you should probably talk to somebody. And how many times have you heard people like preface what they're going to say with like, okay, like, I'm not by any means, suicidal or anything, but this is what I'm thinking and feeling. Like, because if you start talking about shit instead of people listening, they automatically jump to, fuck, what is this guy going to do, or girl, or, whoever, I need to tell them to go seek help immediately. And I think, obviously in certain circumstances, yeah, like, but I feel like those circumstances are more obvious than, and they're a lot less, fewer and farther between, where it's like, no, you really need, like, there needs to be a health and welfare check, like ASAP, versus, somebody just saying like, you need to talk to somebody about that. Well, why don't we just fucking listen for 5, 10, 20, whatever, and
An hour and a half, 2 hours,
right,
whatever it takes. We're talking about somebody's life here.
right,
If that's not worth a little bit of your time, then don't do it.
right.
We're here to help.
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't, and I'm not even talking professionally. If someone's reaching out to you, it doesn't matter because they say they're suicidal or they're in a really bad place. You better give them your time. There may not be a tomorrow if you don't.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, look, we can't save everybody. I want to stress that as much as I may love somebody, as much as I may be there for people, as much as I may do, as much as resources as I could provide, it doesn't matter. If somebody really wants to take his or her own life, he or she will.
yeah,
There's nothing that anyone could do. All I can do is give it 100% of what I got. And that's it. And that's all I can be responsible for. The rest has to be up to that person. And I only share that because who's ever listening, if you give it 100% and that person still decides to take his or her own life, don't feel bad. You did everything you could.
yeah,
And let me even make another statement. Even if you think you could have done more, you couldn't. You did everything you could do with the light and the knowledge and the awareness that you had at the moment. That's it. You did everything you could do. So please don't ever feel bad. And if you help save their life, great, wonderful. If they decide to stay, it's about them. If they decide to go, it's about them.
hmm,
You just play your part, whatever that is.
yeah.
And if you're given 100%, then you should feel good about it because that's all you can control.
Right. I mean, obviously, people are still going to fucking feel bad. That's just human nature. But I think as long as you don't let that take you into a bad place as well, we I agree. Like, we all, in so many ways, think that we could have done more in this situation or that situation. But if you could have, then it would have been that way.
Right.
So accept it for what it is, and realize that it's not, just like in cases of abuse, like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you were abused. It's not your fault that somebody else chose to take their own life. And again, because so often we know now too, the people that do it generally don't fucking say anything, and it's just one fucking day they do it.
Yep.
So how in the fuck are you supposed to know?
You don't. And oftentimes you're right. That's what happens.
Right,
People have really, really made up their mind. That's what they do.
right,
Sometimes the other people who post things or whatever that's their help cry.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever it may be, it's their help cry.
Hmm.
And so do whatever you can, and you'll thank yourself when you help save a life. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling because it really gives you a sense like, wow, I just helped save somebody. Like, I can't even describe how good it feels that you know that you helped a person to make the decision to stay. I hope my poem, or I should say, I know my poem will have a tremendous effect on tons of people, hundreds, thousands of people who I'll never know and never see. And when they read it and they decide to stay, I mean, I could get calls out of the blue because, my name will be on it and they could reach out to me and say, I want you to know your poem saved my life. And you know how many tears that'll bring to my eyes?
Yeah.
There's tears of absolute joy.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, just knowing that no matter what, it's that same ripple effect. Like, that, sometimes you do get the feedback, with somebody reaching out. Like, it's been crazy and awesome. Like, the amount of people that I've talked to and who have reached out or friended me, just from the short time that I've been doing these podcasts. And that, in itself shows how, or why, reading comments on the short clips and stuff, like, the shit gets out there and it helps
It does.
regardless of what you may think or not think. It's, if you're putting good out there, it's doing good, and that's all we can do is put as much good as we can and let it do its fucking thing.
100%. That ripple effect, that butterfly effect, it's critical.
Mm-hmm.
One little thing has a positive impact, which then has another positive, another positive, another positive, and it just grows and grows and grows. And this podcast is positive, and this will have a ripple effect. I'm not just talking about you interviewing me, I'm talking about you interviewing everybody. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I think you keep doing this. And even the name Chaos Alchemy, it's kind of cool. It's the juxtaposition of the two words. It makes people curious, and I think it's great. And your posts, everything you're doing, it's having a ripple effect. All the memes you post, everything is making a difference in some form or fashion, whether it's my poems or my coaching or speaking or my books or whatever it is, they're all having a ripple effect for the good. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Just being as positive as we can, like for real, not bullshit. Like Tony Robbins used to go, you say he used to look at a garden and go, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds. I'm positive. And a month later, you have no garden because of all the weeds. We're not talking about bullshit positivity. We're talking about responsibility where your response able, where it's not your fault what happened to you, but it is your responsibility what you do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big difference. You're not responsible for being treated like shit or having bad things happen in the military or seeing horrible things or doing horrible things. The responsibility comes in afterwards. All right, I did this. Now who am I going to be and what am I going to do as a result?
Yeah. And that's another piece, like you're saying earlier, with just that tiny shift. Like, if you can see that tiny fucking shift and just realize the power in that tiny shift of, I can literally be whatever the fuck I want. All I have to do is just start doing things in that way, having that self concept, having that mindset. Like, is it going to be difficult? Well, yeah, you've got so much, that's showing you the opposite, because that's where you're at right now. But that doesn't mean fuck all, really. As you said, the past is the past, and the future. I mean, I was about to fucking quote, the Terminator, the future is what we make. I can't remember the exact quote, but
It's very similar to that. Yeah, Wonderful
yeah,
Terminator. The future's not written, it's what we make it. Yes, you're absolutely right.
right. And it's a beautiful fucking line because of the truth behind it.
Getting people to that point to them to say, wait a minute, I can be whoever I want to be because they don't believe that. If they're suicidal, that's the whole foundation of my work. To get them to open up that crack just big enough to let them see that it is possible. Because like I said, when they're loving and valuing and appreciating and liking and respecting and honoring and cherishing themselves, just that little tiny, crack starts that process. And then anything else is possible because the whole world is falling down on them. And from then falling down on them to letting that light in, letting that through that crack to wait a minute, there is something else I can do. That begins to shift everything. And that's what I aim to do with all my talks, even comedy or poetry. I do all of it in the work with veterans, making them laugh, making them think, and helping them to transform. Look, like I always say, a motivated caterpillar will crawl a little faster, but a transformed caterpillar flies away.
Yeah, it's fucking true
That's
as
what
shit.
I'm all about is transformation, not motivation.
Right. Yeah, motivation gets you so far, and it's just fleeting like anything else. But
It really is. So and they may end up cutting this out, of course, whatever, or not even play it. My phone is about to die. I can go plug it in. I can't plug it in where I am. I'd have to walk with you and go in the other room and plug it in if we're going to continue the dialogue. If we're going to wrap it up, they can cut this part out and we can wrap it up.
I mean, I'm not honestly. I can't see how long we've been fucking talking for. So,
It's over an hour now.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I try to stay within, an hour and 15 minutes or somewhere.
Well, good. Then we're at the perfect place then. Here's how we'll give the signal for them to cut this out if they want to include this. But I'm going to say, is there anything else you're going to say to me? Is there anything else you want to say to complete this? I thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I let them do their job, but yeah, no.
I actually have to walk. It's at 4% now, and it's going to rapidly die. So I know I was trying to do it on my computer until this whole Zoom thing happened. Hold on. Please. Sorry. Here. Once I plug it in, they'll do their jobs. I know.
Or
It's
not, and everybody can have a good laugh.
It's at 3% right now. There we go. Now it's plugged in and I can see you again.
Hooray!
Right. So,
Yeah.
now I just got to figure out where to hold it.
Well,
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Steve, because I really believe I shared my message from my heart and you gave me the platform to be able to do it. I believe this podcast, the more it gets out, will help a lot of people. And I encourage people to reach out to me directly, which is why my phone number is at the bottom of my name. That is my cell. You will reach me directly. I don't put my email there because I hate emails. Just text or call me. Say, hey, you heard me on the Steve McHale on the Chaos Alchemy podcast. And I just then say whatever. And of course, I'll reach out. If you're a brand new person, I've never seen you, send me a text first saying what I just said. If you want to call me, then you'll call me, but I'll have your information. And it'll just be that much easier. So just again, thank you, Steve. And I encourage anybody, if you want some support, please don't hesitate to reach out. My honor
absolutely.
to be of service.
Much appreciated coming on and chatting. And like you said, if you want to reach out for anything too, like don't forget, like you have so many things to offer, all the poems and soon to be songs.
Oh, I got a lot of songs. Yeah, and a lot of poems. Poems for every occasion. You're right.
Yeah. So anybody that wants any of those wonderful fucking things like I have on the wall behind me, by all means, please fucking reach out and And I know Darshan well, and like you said, he's all about doing good and helping and just wants the best for everybody. That's why I'm so grateful to be able to have this conversation. You know, we've had a lot of these fucking conversations. They just weren't on a recording.
No doubt. This was definitely focused on this whole mission. And again, you gave me the ability to do it, and I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, no, I totally appreciate you coming and chatting and sharing your story and everything. So thank you for that. Again, anybody looking for to work with or just chat with fucking Darshan, by all means reach out. And thanks for being with us and uh having spent some time again listening and hopefully you got something good from this one because it was a great conversation. So don't forget to subscribe and like and share it with somebody if you think that it'll be useful for them because there's a lot of people out there that need this shit. Um, but until next time, we will see you then. Take care.
Thank you again, Steve. This was an honor.